divine spirit of all the Buddhas is separated from form, how can it manifest any forms? Answer. This divine soul is the essence of all form, therefore it can manifest itself in form. This is why we say mind and matter are eternally the same. As the essence of matter is wisdom, the essence of matter is without form and is called the embodiment of wisdom. As the manifested essence of wisdom is matter, it is called the all-pervading embodiment of wisdom. The unmanifested matter is without magnitude. According to the will, it can show itself throughout all the universe as the immeasurable bodhisattvas, immeasurable inspired spirits, immeasurable glories, all different, without magnitude and without interference with one another. This is what ordinary senses cannot comprehend, as it is the work of the true model, absolute reality.
Now we show how to proceed from the finite to the infinite. This is called analyzing all experience of matter to mind. In all the 6 objects of sense there does not exist false conjectures as men's thoughts are. As the mind has no form, we seek for it at all points of space in vain. Just as a man having lost his way calls the east west, although the cast and west have not really changed, so is mankind lost in ignorance, calling the mind of the universe his thoughts. But the mind is what it ever was, all unchanged by men's thought. When men consider and realize that the absolute mind has no need of thoughts like men, they are then following the right way to reach the infinite. B. The rectification of erroneous conceptions. All kinds of erroneous conceptions arise from our own conceptions of things. If we could put away these personal conceptions, there would then be no false ones. These personal conceptions are of 2 kinds, namely, false conceptions of the person as the self, anthropomorphically, and false conceptions arising from that.
1. That which regards personal being as self. According to common language, it is of 5 kinds, hearing the Sutras saying that the eternal nature of the Tathagata is in the end only vacuity like space. Some men, not knowing that this expression was used in order to destroy belief in phenomena as real, say that space or emptiness itself is the Tathagata. How is this to be rectified? Men are to understand that space is nothing. It has no existence and is not a reality. It is a term in opposition to reality. We only say this or that is visible in order that we might distinguish between things. All phenomena are originally in the mind and have really no outward form, therefore as there is no form it is a mistake to think there is anything there. All phenomena only arise from false notions of the mind. If the mind is independent of these false ideas, then all phenomena disappear. This is called the true glorious nature and wisdom of the Tathagata, the model form, and not mere empty space.
Hearing the Sutras saying that the nature of all things in the world is unreal, even the final nature of nirvana and of the true model, therefore they are also intangible and eternally independent of all forms, some men, not knowing that it was for the purpose of destroying belief in phenomena that these expressions were used, say the nature of the true model and nirvana is nothing but unreality. How is this to be rectified? They are to understand that the divine nature of the true model, manifested, is not unreal. It is full of infinite possibilities. Hearing the Sutras saying that the treasures of the Tathagata, the manifested model, are eternally fixed without addition or subtraction, and are potentially full of all possibilities, some men, not understanding it, say the treasures of the Tathagata contain both the distinctions of mind and matter. How is this to be rectified? According to the true model, there is no distinction between mind and matter. It is on account of the defilement of the finite in the round of life and death that these distinctions appear.
Hearing the Sutras saying that all the defilements of life and death exist because they are in the treasury of the Tathagata, as nothing is independent of the true model, some men, not understanding it, say the attributes of the Tathagata originally contain everything that there is in the world pertaining to life and death. How is this to be rectified? As the attributes of the Tathagata from eternity only contain pure possibilities more numerous than the sands of the Ganges, they are not independent of the true model. They never fail, and are not different from the true model. As to the defilements of the world, they are all false, they have no reality behind them. From eternity they have had nothing in them corresponding to the Tathagata. If there had been defilement in the nature of the Tathagata's attributes, to get rid of defilement by causing men to unite with the Tathagata would be an absurdity. Hearing the Sutras saying that life and death depend on the treasures of the Tathagata, and that nirvana also depends on the treasures of the Tathagata, some men, not understanding it, say that all beings have a beginning, and as they have a beginning they then say that the joys of nirvana which the Tathagata has obtained have an end when he comes again incarnate. How is this to be rectified? As the treasures of the Tathagata are without a beginning, so is the state of ignorance without a beginning. If it be said that beyond the three worlds earth, heaven, and hell, or form, desire, and no form there are other beings, this is but the talk of non-Buddhist scriptures. Moreover, as the treasures of the Tathagata are without an end, so is nirvana, which all the Buddhas obtain, without end.
2. To meet the intelligent of the two lower schools, the Tathagata only spoke to them of the true model as not like men, not anthropomorphic. As he had not spoken fully to them of the temporary nature of experience, they feared the rounds of life and death and sought a false nirvana. How is this to be rectified? As the nature behind all experience has no beginning, so it has no end. This is the true nirvana. 3. Finally, to leave false conceptions, one should know that purity and defilement are both relative terms and have no independent existence. Although all things from eternity are neither matter nor mind, neither infinite wisdom nor finite knowledge, neither existing nor non-existing, but are after all inexpressible, we nevertheless use words, yet should know that the Tathagata's skillful use of words to lead men aright lay in this: to get men to cease conjecturing and to return to the absolute reality, for the best human thought of all things is only temporary and is not absolute truth.
C. Different steps of progress. These are the paths which all the Buddhas have passed through, and the goals reached by the Bodhisattvas when they have made up their minds to practice religion. Briefly speaking, religious growth or progress involves having three things: first, growth of perfect faith; second, growth in intelligent practice; third, growth in attainments. 1. The progress of perfect faith. It depends on the kind of man, and the kind of character he has, whether he gets a perfect faith worthy of progress. This again depends on uncertainty of character, whether tending to good or evil. If influenced by goodness, believing that good and evil have their respective recompense, if able to abound in all sorts of good works, if tired with the sorrows of life and death, if desiring to obtain the highest wisdom by meeting all the Buddhas and by worshipping and supporting them in person and practicing faith long under all conditions, then faith is perfect, and the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas teach such how to progress. Some, moved by great pity, are able to progress of themselves; others, on seeing the right doctrine about to be attacked, are moved to defend it. Such persons are able to progress. Thus, when faith is perfect and the religious aim is fixed, they enter the ranks of the upright and true fixed ones, they never go back, and are reckoned among the seed of the children of the Tathagata, being one with the right eternal cause of things.
If the root of goodness in man be small, in the long run worldly affairs are like thick weeds choking it. Although these people should begin worshipping and supporting the Buddhas, they only become the seed to be born in a better state among men or in the abode of the lower gods, or may become the seed of the two lower schools of Buddhism, or may cultivate the great school. But goodness is uncertain; it may have taken root or may not. Or if men serve the Buddhas, though they have not served them very long, yet, on account of going through special circumstances, they also may strike root and grow. This will only be if they regard the Buddhas in a special manner. Or if they also learn from the followers of the two lower schools, they also may grow. On account of following the example of others, they also may grow. Those progressing for these latter reasons are all uncertain. When they meet adverse circumstances,